Alright, time now for opening commentary. Now I know that there are many of you legions of Warrior Nation who are wondering if I have heard of the most recent anti-choice bill introduced by South Carolina Republicans that would make getting an abortion, of all things, punishable by death. Well, yes I have, legions. And you know what? I think that this is total and absolute BS. And to quote the late great Wally George, it is totally ludicrous. Now, is this the kind of thing that the United States Supreme Court may have envisioned when they overturned Roe versus Wade last June? Oh boy. This bill, in which currently sits in the South Carolina State House, House Bill 3549, would make abortion a capital crime, even for the woman who chooses to get the procedure, even in cases of rape, incest, or even if the mother's life is in danger, let alone if the pregnancy is either compromised or unviable. In other words, no exceptions, period. Can you believe that? This bill, in my opinion, is more draconian than Princess Ardala in Buck Rogers in the 25th century, in who, by the way, was brilliantly portrayed by my first celebrity crush from back in the days of 1979-1980, the beautiful Pamela Hensley herself. And I'm sure that even she herself would think the same way about this bill as do many of you and I, that it is too extreme for a great country like the United States of America. Now, I'm sure that good old Senator Leningrad Lindsey Graham must be so proud of his boys down there in that ingrate Hicks redneck state, now isn't he? Well, fuck him. Now, this is the kind of bill that MAGA extremists like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan and the like, and their grand wizard, former President Donald Trump, would just love to introduce into law nationwide. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we need to vote the remaining MAGAs like these scums out of office in November 2024, and also to codify Roe versus Wade into federal law so that none of these extreme bills will ever become law in any state, knowing that it will violate federal law. And the only way that we can make this happen is for you to tell all of your friends, no matter what side of the political fence they currently sit on, to stop watching Fox News and other far-right propagandist media outlets like them, and to educate themselves on the facts at hand and start watching Brian Tyler Cohen videos like myself and 1.8 million subscribers do on his YouTube channel. And by the way, all three of my YouTube channels in this segment are subscribed to both of his channels, Brian Tyler Cohen and Brian Tyler Cohen Espanol, in which he most recently launched just a few months ago. And I highly recommend you subscribe and tell your friends as well. This man, Brian Tyler Cohen, speaks the truth. Hell, even his podcast is known as No Lie, of course. And he doesn't tell one either, believe me. Once our own voter base in this great country is more educated enough to know about the very moral and personal dangers that voting for a Republican is in any state imposes on their own freedoms, let alone those of the rest of us, especially in the Donald Trump-led MAGA era of this party, in which has morphed into a party that used to be about strong and tough on terrorism, stood up to corruption, and prided itself on fiscal responsibility, into one that embraces the lowest of the low, coddles far-right neo-Nazi extremist groups, and even go as far as lying to their own constituents to their face, ladies and gentlemen, and considers them to be mere marks, pawns, pieces of shit, mind you, in order to fulfill their own personal extreme agendas and to enrich only themselves and the donor class at the expense of the rest of us, then maybe we will start to see a blue wave, ladies and gentlemen, in 2024. And unlike the so-called red tsunami that Texas Senator Ted Cruz called for to hit Congress last year, only to have it blow up in his face, there is nothing he or Donald Trump or any of those other idiots can do to stop it. What do you think? I'm Ray Jackson, and that's my 2 cents. And if you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to check out my other 2 YouTube channels, Big HMW TV and the Atari Report. You'll find those in the featured channels list at the bottom of this particular channel's homepage. Big HMW TV, the Atari Report, and the official Ray Jackson YouTube channel. All proud parts of the Big HMW network of websites.